All right, Jamasville, I'm Midnight Robin. I'm here with the head coach of the Minnesota Golden Gophers, Mike Burns. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. You guys have
I'm really excited you guys are here in Minnesota. I think this is the first time, right?
Yep.
At least with Gymnasticsville. And what a great time to have you guys here. We had a beautiful day out there. After a rough night last night, we had some serious weather.
Yeah.
You drove through it, right?
Yeah, we drove through. It was a lot of rain, lightning, but we made it here safely,
Awesome.
just in time to catch some workouts. What are you most excited about this year?
Well, every year is kind of a new beginning, right? Even though you got a lot of guys that are back from last year, but we lost a lot of pretty high level, dependable routines with our senior class. We graduated 12 out of 32 routines from NCAA championships, so that's a pretty good chunk. And they were pretty dependable, like I said, So we got a great group of freshmen, 9 freshmen that's just trying to discover what motivates them, what makes them tick, where their strengths, where their weaknesses are, and it's just an exploration phase. I feel like I'm part of the Lewis and Clark expedition right now.
Gotcha.
I'm just trying to figure it out and trying to get a sense of what's going to be our best combination of guys out there in the competition world. So, we got a ways to go. It's mid-September. September's flying by, as it always does. And, I think we're a little ahead of schedule where I'd like to be, so that's really encouraging. But we got a lot of work to do. And any coach you're going to talk to right now is going, we got a ton of work to do.
Yeah.
And, but that's why we come to work every day, right? Exactly.
What freshmen should we be looking out for?
Well, a couple of our big name recruits, David Pachinka, Yaro's little brother from Woga. He's just been having a great summer, great early fall, working his tail off. I think he's really going to be a huge addition to us from an all-around standpoint. He's got a couple of events that are stronger than others, weaker than others, but like every all-arounder, you try to put together 6 good routines, and hopefully we can make a champion out of them, And then we got a couple of guys that maybe people aren't aware of. Danny Yoon from SCAD, Southern California. He's like one of our first Southern California guys we've had here in Minnesota in a long time.
Keep them coming.
I think the last time we had a Southern California guy was like in the early 80s, maybe. I may be wrong.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Is it something to do with the weather? I mean, from what I understand, people think it's cold here in the wintertime, but it's beautiful out.
Yeah.
And we tell people it's like this in February too, but that's a bit of a white lie.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think people are a little nervous about the weather, but honestly, when you're here for a whole winter, it's a couple of weeks of pretty cold weather, and the rest of it's just kind of cold, and you live through it. But the beauty of it is you have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
As the spring comes around. Actually, my favorite day of the year is December 21st, because after that day, every single day gets a little bit longer. I love that day. That's my favorite day of the year. And in this gym, the way the south-facing windows are, you can sort of gauge the sun and how it kind of works its way through the south sky. And each day gets a little bit longer. So, when we do the daylight savings thing, which to me is kind of crazy. I don't know if you people. This could be a controversial subject. Okay, we're gonna.
Here
ask
we
people,
go.
What do you think?
I love it.
What do you think about daylight savings? It's kind of a crazy thing. Why do you do it? So it's dark at 4 o'clock here. It could be 5 o'clock in dark.
I agree. I never liked daylight savings.
I don't like it. I think it's an old throwback to the days when the kids had to come home from school early and help with the
farming, all that stuff.
I'm sure it still happens, but maybe less so. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I digress.
So your thoughts on the international success that your program has? Justin Karstadt, Canadian national team member, Vitaly Khan went to World University Games. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I think any collegiate program that wants to have an opportunity to attract really good, talented guys out of the junior program has to have that as part of its goal, part of its mission, and to have Justin, do what he's doing as a Canadian, obviously, but actually when Vitaly went to the World University Games last summer, Tristan Duran also went with him. We had 2 guys going.
Okay, all right.
So that was a great opportunity for these guys to get out there and wear the USA on the chest and represent their country. And they look back at that and they've had a lot of great experiences in the sport. And that one was something that they'll cherish just because it's a huge opportunity for them. And the World University Games has always been a challenge for the U.S. program because it always comes right about the same time as U.S. championships. Yeah. It just doesn't always fit into the calendar that the national team program puts together. So the CGA coaches have sort of asked permission to take charge of it and come up with their own selection procedures and it's a self-funded thing. So it was awesome having 2 guys on the team last year, but it was also twice as expensive.
Gotcha. Yep.
And but it was great. It's well worth the expense that you need to outlay in order to do that. And those are the kind of things that kids that are looking at programs want to go to. Is there an opportunity for me to do something like that? And we've had that here, so I think it's something we're going to continue. And if we don't do it, we're kind of crazy. So we don't want to be crazy. We want to be right in the mix. We want to be able to attract kids that are looking for those kind of opportunities.
Gotcha. Okay, let's talk a little bit about last year. NCAA highest finish since 1990,
Yep.
second place. Can you just talk about what went right and how you were able to put it together at the right time?
Yeah. Well, I've been coaching this sport a long time. Almost 40 years, and
Wow.
And your goal as a coach is to go out and go 100% all the time.
Yeah.
And it seldom happens. So there's always that striving for that perfection, and I think perfection is a tough thing to strive for because it's pretty fleeting and not really attainable. So I always kind of focus more on attaining success as opposed to perfection.
Okay.
And there's always going to be a 10th here and a 10th there and 5 tenths there and 3 tenths here. It's always going to add up. But can you kind of find a way to reduce that as much as possible and try to string as many hit routines together, one after another in a competition
Gotcha.
as you can. And as you guys have been in the sport a long time, there's always something's going to happen. This sport is it'll serve up adversity like it's just going out of style,
everywhere.
right?
Yeah.
So you got to be able to train to deal with adversity, and every so often things just sort of line up, and it's all about preparation, and you prepare to have a meet like that, and sometimes you have them, and most of the times you don't. but our guys picked a really good day to have a really good meet.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
It was just it's not about the stars lining up properly to do that. It was a mindset. It was a motivation that they had after 2 weeks prior. They had a huge disappointment at the Big Ten Championships,
Okay.
and disappointment is like high octane fuel, man. And these guys took that to heart, and they came back from Big Tens, and they increased their goal for NCAAs. We originally had a top 4 finish as our goal, and they came back and said, we're going to top 3, and
Okay.
they exceeded that. So.
Yeah.
It was one of those experiences that these guys will cherish for their whole life. And the guys who finished last year as seniors, just to have that in their back pocket and go, nobody can take that away from me. And the guys who are all Americans have their name on the wall,
Yeah.
the team banner. It's just a lot of special moments that these guys will be able to take with them to their grave.
Yeah. All right. And last question, you mentioned you're the president of the CGA, College Gymnastics Association. Is there anything new that gymnastics fans, or any rule change or anything that fans need to be aware of going into this year?
Well, I think Vitaly mentioned it here in the Big Ten Conference. We do have a new thing. We got the Big Ten regular season championship, which is new. A lot of sports do it. Women's gymnastics does it. Baseball does it. Football does it. Softball, a lot of sports, and it's so we'll have our chance to be. There's 2 opportunities to be Big Ten champs this year, which is kind of nice.
Okay.
So the regular season, so we have the Big Ten scheduled all of our dual meets and tri meets with the other. We got 7 teams in the Big Ten, so it's a little odd number.
Okay.
But the last weekend of the season, all the Big Ten teams are competing, whether it's a tri meet or a dual meet, and the champion will be crowned that weekend. So it's going to be kind of an exciting
so it's
moment.
not. So you're not having a regular Big Ten championship like you usually
No, we'll
do.
still have that.
Okay.
So this is like an add-on.
Okay. Cool. All right.
So that last weekend, all the teams will compete, and the one who's got the best record at the end of the weekend will be the Big Ten regular season champ.
Gotcha.
And you move to the Big Ten championship.
So okay.
Now the way the NCAA works, the Big Ten tournaments. Okay, you go to basketball now. You're trying to qualify to the Big Ten, to the NCAA basketball championships, the big dance.
Yeah.
And the way it works is it's regional conference champions get the automatic bid.
Gotcha.
All right, so in gymnastics, they used to have this when there was 200 programs, and there were a lot of conferences, but there's very few conferences now. So we're the only conference with an automatic bid to the NCAA championships
Okay.
for gymnastics. So last year when Illinois won the Big Ten championships, they were automatically qualified to the NCAAs. Now, they were going to make it anyway,
Yeah.
but they have the automatic bid, then they pick the other 11 teams. So we'll still have that, but we're adding this new kind of feature to what's going on in the Big Ten, and it's really kind of creating a little more buzz, and it's making The Big Ten conference is pretty strong.
Yeah.
Seven out of 16 teams in the nation are in the conference, so I think we got to do everything we can in that conference to make sure it stays strong, it stays viable, it stays pertinent, and we can find ways to promote gymnastics more often.
No, that's great. I feel like this actually almost makes the regular season even that more intense now. Right?
It doesn't really matter about whether the scoring's high or the scoring's low or what your qualifying score is. It's about your wins
head-to-head
and your losses.
matchups, which
Yes.
is great.
And it's like a W and an L. So whether you scored a 400 or a 300 doesn't matter. We go to Illinois and we beat them. We got a W.
Yeah.
They beat us. We coming home with our tail between our legs.
Woo! Yo, it's gonna be a dogfight in the Big Ten this
It's
year.
gonna be fun, yeah.
So what can we expect from your team this year?
Well, it's always an unknown at this point, but I think we got a lot of hardworking kids with a lot of passion, a lot of desire, and there's a few things you can control individually. Your effort and your attitude.
Yep.
And they're putting a lot of effort in, and their attitude's good. So I'm pretty happy with that. And what the outcome is, I'll tell you in a couple of months.
All right, Gymnasticsville. Mike Burns, head coach, Minnesota Golden Gophers. Thanks for your time.
You bet.
All right.
My pleasure.